Thanks, guys. Once again, my name is Stacey Carter II,
I'm Tommy Rooney.
And I'm Teddy Caputo.
and today we will be previewing the NBA. The NBA is right around the corner, fellas.
Yes,
We
sir.
got to talk about it. It's going to be an exciting season. Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and start with the Western Conference. There are a few teams on our plate that we are looking at. So, Teddy, start us off. Who are you looking at in the Western Conference?
Yeah, I don't consider this team a favorite by any means. They're not a contender, but I could see them possibly swinging a play-in bid. The San Antonio Spurs, they're really exciting with Victor Wembanyama being pretty much an elite, one-of-a-kind talent that we really haven't seen forever. And now they have Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes bringing some veteran experience to a young team, maybe helping them out. It'll be really interesting to see how Chris Paul can guide Wemby as well as some of the other guys. And then their younger talent like Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, kind of starting to build off of that as Chris Paul can help facilitate. And they even have Stephon Castle, the rookie from UConn, who's a really good perimeter defender. It's an exciting team this year. We're not sure how they're going to do, but they were 24 games behind Golden State, who was the 10 seed plan. So I definitely think they'll do better than 22 wins this year. Maybe they'll lock that 10 seed plan, but we're just going to have to wait and see.
Awesome. And I'm looking forward to having Wemby on my NBA fantasy team. All right, Tommy, Western Conference, team that you're looking out for.
I think the team that you got to look out for this season is the Sacramento Kings. They made one of the biggest moves this summer, getting DeMar DeRozan, who, in my opinion, is a future Hall of Famer, also a famous music video actor this offseason. Kings went all in with the core of De'Aaron Fox, who averaged 26 points a game last year and led the league in steals, and Domantas Sabonis, who was third-team All-NBA, led the league in rebounds. So this core is going to have to see how they mesh with DeMar DeRozan, but Domantas Sabonis led the league also in screen assist points last season. And DeMar DeRozan is one of the best mid-range shooters of our lifetime. So that pick-and-roll action, I think, will definitely be good. They also have a good supporting cast. They got fellow ginger and sharpshooter Kevin Huerter. I think that's how you say his last name. They also got all-rookie first-team Keegan Murray. So I think that they're going to make some noise. I also think that their expectations this season are going to be a lot higher than the last season. They were in the 9th seed and they lost in the play-in. So I think this season, with Denver losing KCP, the Timberwolves just trading away Cat, and I think the Thunder still got to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. So I like the Kings a lot this season.
Yeah, Kings are definitely interesting. That was a good move by getting DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. I want to talk about a team that kind of been on the fringe, that should have been climbing up there, but it's just like they seem to just not to get it right. That's the New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah. Now, they did have a good offseason. They made the move by getting DeJounte Murray. Zion Williamson has slimmed down a lot. But I think they are under immense pressure with all the talent that they have, and the rumors going around that Brandon Ingram might get traded. They're going to need a great start to the season. If we're talking about 25, 50 games in, and they not off to a great start, they don't have a great record, we could see Brandon Ingram on that trading block. Yeah. And that could change things in the NBA to wherever team he goes to, because I'm pretty sure that he want to go to a bona fide contender. So I'm looking at the New Orleans Pelicans. I think it's about time. Then also don't forget they got C.J. McCollum, who's been around the league long time, been in the playoffs long time. He wants to win. Great leader. It's just time for the Pelicans to do something. I think they're on the same level as the Sacramento Kings as being those teams in the Western Conference that can change the balance of things.
Really quick, I wanted to ask you, who do you think Brandon Ingram could be traded to if he is traded?
Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. I have no idea. Maybe the Lakers.
Maybe back to the West Coast.
Yeah, bring them back. Lakers, yeah. Clippers could be a player because Clippers have been getting talent over the last few years. They just haven't put it together. But
yeah, I mean, I know you said that they wanted to be a contender, but I look at the Spurs. Brandon Ingram's still pretty young, and the Spurs have a lot of picks that they can trade for him. They have a 2025 first round, a 2026 pick swap, and a 2027 first round pick that they got in that trade of DeJounte Murray a couple years ago. So maybe, but we'll see. I mean, I think there's better teams out there for Brandon Ingram, though.
You think Brandon Ingram could be a Spur?
I think he should be a Laker. If anybody's going to need him, the Lakers need another piece. That's just how it's been for the last 2 years. And Brandon Ingram doesn't seem like he wants to be in New Orleans anymore. But New Orleans has been the same story the last few years.
Right.
Can Zion stay healthy? Can they figure it out?
Yeah.
Will he be able to keep, Slim? But, the beard looks good though.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. That's part of the beer game.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. Now let's go ahead and swing into the Eastern Conference. There's some pretty nice teams in the East going into the season. Tommy, what Eastern Conference team are you looking at this year?
Well, I am definitely going to say the 76ers here. 76ers, I know I just talked about DeMar DeRozan. 76ers had the biggest move of the offseason. Paul George coming to Philly. All the expectations in the world are there. Everything just depends on can Embiid stay healthy.
Yep.
That's what it's been since he's been a Sixer, since we've been a contending team, since they've been a contending team. We also got Caleb Martin and Eric Gordon as well. So I think that the bench got a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I think, obviously without the whole James Harden drama, and I think this is the first offseason the Sixers have had just like a good offseason with no drama, and now they obviously have Paul George. So I'm excited to see what the big three can do. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey took a huge step last year, and Embiid, if he stays healthy, I think is the best player in the NBA. So if the Sixers, can mesh well and stay healthy, I think that they are a very legitimate threat this year in the East.
Oh, yeah. On paper, their roster looks amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a team that can possibly contend with the 76ers?
Yeah. I mean, I will say I am a 76ers fan myself, so I hope they do well. But, I mean, you got to look at the New York Knicks, too. They were really close last year, and it looks like they're working to build towards that next step with that big acquirement that they got in Karl Anthony Towns. Basically getting rid of Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, breaking up the Nova Boys, but they're going all in. Their starting lineup is one of the best in the league now with Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, really looking solid. We'll see. I mean, I think that they can go far this year and maybe even get to the finals, but they got to get past, I think, your team that you want to talk about.
Well, fellas, those are two good teams, but don't forget the defending champs. They still got the same team with the same star players. And then, speaking of health, Porzingis.
Yeah.
If he stay healthy and Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they continue to do that thing, Derek White be a lockdown defender like he has been, they can go for that repeat.
Yeah.
They can go for that repeat. Well, that was all for our NBA preview. The NBA season is right around the corner, a few weeks away. Now let's swing it to the outro.